If you will not be turned, you will be destroyed.
Emperor Palpatine is one of the most iconic villains in all of Star Wars, so it's not a surprise that people are really hyped to see him in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker.
His role, though, is still a bit of a mystery. We know that the Emperor has survived many near-death experiences, but it did seem a little bit like he died when he was on the Death Star, the second Death Star.
Nevertheless, Palpatine is back in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker.
We can see how this would be a shock to many Star Wars fans, but there are some ways that Palpatine could have survived.
In Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine tells Anakin that his master Darth Plagueis taught him everything he knew about the dark side, including the power to cheat death. It is possible Palpatine could have cheated death in Return of the Jedi.
Now, it is the way of the Sith to have your apprentice kill you eventually, but we know from Palpatine having an apprentice while he was an apprentice that he doesn't always follow the traditional rules of the Sith. This may apply here as well.
Now, it is very likely that Palpatine is actually, dead. And from beyond the grave, he's watching Kylo Ren and Rey. And it is very possible that he actually possessed Snoke for this reason. In Star Wars The Force Awakens, at the end of the film, Snoke says that it's time for Kylo Ren to complete his training. But instead, in The Force Awakens, basically, Kylo Ren admired Snoke, and in The Last Jedi, he grew to resent him. Because of a sudden personality change by Snoke, Palpatine wants Kylo Ren to become the supreme leader of the galaxy to achieve the power to possibly bring him back. This battle between Kylo Ren and Rey in The Rise of Skywalker will determine which of the two is going to become powerful enough to bring back Palpatine.
When talking to Luke, Rey mentioned something that has always been there for her, but now it's awake. We are led to believe that that's the Force. It may be, or it could also be Palpatine, or maybe both.
In the Force Awakens novel, there is a voice inside of Rey's head that tells her to kill Kylo Ren. Now, Palpatine is kind of known for this. He urged Anakin to kill Dooku, urged Luke to kill Vader, so it's no surprise that he would, after death, urge Rey to kill Kylo Ren.
During the final episode of Star Wars Rebels, Palpatine shows the character Ezra Bridger his parents, even though they have already been killed, sort of as a temptation. Now, this very much mirrors what happens to Rey during The Last Jedi when she enters the hole in the ground on the island on Ahch-To.
In the cave on Ahch-To, Rey sees two figures, which are her parents, and she wants to get to them, but there's a wall separating them. This very much mirrors what happens to Ezra, where there's a wall where Ezra wants to get to his parents, but Ezra makes the choice not to, where Rey wants to, but there's something holding her back.
What's holding her back very well may be Palpatine being dead. This works very well for Palpatine, actually, because that gives her a very large incentive for bringing him back from the dead, if possible.
Also, what could happen is that Palpatine could actually be related to Rey. And Rey, who's looking for a mentor figure, and was looking for one in Han, then Han died, and didn't really get a mentor figure out of Luke, according to Kylo Ren, then if Palpatine is there for her and plays as her mentor figure, then that could work out very well for Palpatine as well, because then Rey would be more likely to trust in Palpatine because he was there for her.
Thank you for watching.
And may the Force be with you.